All right, Nation, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. My name is Law Nation, L-A-W Nation. We're going to talk a little bit about Ezekiel Elliott, the ongoing situation as well with the NFL, COVID crisis, of course. And then on top of that, we're going to talk about, will there be a possible season, basically? Because we're hearing all of this stuff going in and out and in, everywhere, every shape, form, or fashion about this NFL. Nevertheless, we got to talk about Ezekiel Elliott. There's a report or an article that came out earlier today, or was it yesterday, whatever day it was. It was foolish, crazy of an article. They said that pretty much Ezekiel Elliott lost his step, lost strength, lost tenacity, basically. And on top of that, he does not have that it factor as relates to explosive plays. Now, I got to call this out. I can agree with some of the things, objectively speaking, as relates to explosiveness. You know, it was a big run against the Buffalo Bills, and then all of a sudden he tapping on the back of his helmet or top of his helmet because he was a little gasped. We know that young Ezekiel Elliott, like rookie Ezekiel Elliott, his head would hit the goalpost, for crying out loud. And of course, I think we end up missing a kick or kicking a field goal in that situation. It was another play where we finally marching the ball down the field against those crazy Philadelphia Eagles. And then all of a sudden, Ezekiel had tapped the top of his helmet, and they brought in Tony Pollard, and Tony Pollard wanted to play basketball with the football, basically. So, yes, there were some warts out there with Ezekiel Elliott's game. I can give them that. I can give them a piece of that. Nevertheless, we got to talk about this. 11th overall in running, come on. Now there's hate, then there's extreme hate, and there's silly hate, and there's foolish hate. That's foolish hate and silly hate all together. Ezekiel Elliott, if you can name me the other 10 running backs that's ahead of Ezekiel Elliott, then your boy, your brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover, will say, hey, you're right. But if you can't name me those 10, then they need to hush. Flat out need to hush. Now, in case in point, everybody was talking about this and that. But let me say this. Would you get rid of Ezekiel Elliott right now? A trade acquisition for the running back that plays for the 49ers land, Mostert or what have you. If that was the case in the scenario, would you do that? I guarantee you would say, hell no. You would say with all Hells. You know, if you think Mostert, or however you say that man's name, is he better than Ezekiel Elliott? He's requesting a trade right now. See, a lot of people will say no. So there goes to show you that sometimes you will have a coach, and I'm not trying to sully and denigrate and throw him under the bus or push him in front of the bus. One of you guys can do that. But when you have Coach Jason Garrett, he will make you feel that you less than a player. Oh, Lord, he's not running the rock. He's not playing the football and these sort of things. Case in point, if you put Ezekiel Elliott, I'm preaching to you guys. This is some good stuff. I'm telling you, man, this is some good stuff. If you put Ezekiel Elliott within the confines of the 49er systems, what do you think he would have done last year? Let me repeat. If you put Ezekiel Elliott on the 49ers and you switch Mostert to the Dallas Cowboys behind the same offensive line, would you get the same result from Mostert, and would you get the same result from Ezekiel Elliott? Do you think that particular coach over there in 49ers land would have used Ezekiel Elliott like we used Ezekiel Elliott? I'm waiting. This is some objectivity talk to you guys. Ezekiel Elliott is the top 3. This is from Shell. Really appreciate you for tuning in, Shell. And shout out to my dog KMT. I see you, Wiggle Bell. What's good? Sound like you saying we have TOB to be winning. Yeah. Shout out to you, Wiggle Bell. Repeat that again for me. Shanahan is overrated, though. This is from my dog, Joseph. Yeah, but I will say about Shanahan, the son. This is what I will say about him. Even though he's overrated, I would like to say this, but he knows how to utilize his players. Case in point, Atlanta Falcons made it to the Super Bowl, right? Who was the OC? And then on top of that, the 49ers, they made it to the Super Bowl. Who was the overall head coach? It was still his system. So I think that his system works pretty good, but I think they do pump him up just a little bit too much. What I'm trying to say to everybody is pump the brakes. I just can't wait to see Mike McCarthy get in conjunction with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Remember this. Ezekiel Elliott had more snaps than he ever had in his entire career last year. He had more snaps than he ever had in his entire career. If you think I'm lying, look it up, Google it, you do your homework, come back and talk to me and say, nah, Law, you wrong. On the other side of it, we drafted a dog, Tony Pollard. And we just sit there and say, okay, with at the tip of the quarter, what have you, at the last minute, we put him in. We put Tony Pollard in. The guy was cold when he got into that Eagles game. Of course, he wasn't ready to get hit. Shout out to the Eagles for causing the fumble. Y'all know I love defense, but the brother got to hold on to the ball. So what I'm trying to tell everybody is that coaching matters. I'm thinking that with the same players, if you were to put Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott on the 49ers, I guarantee you that particular coach would have figured out a way. He would have figured out a way to use those guys in conjunctions with each other instead of just battling with Ezekiel Elliott and letting him get gassed and tapping his helmet every time he run for a big play. Now, I will say this, and I have to say this. Was Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, good for the first 2 or 3 games? Did we see into that spark, that spunk, that Ezekiel Elliott that we're accustomed to seeing? No. I think that he still had carbo belly in him. He still had carbo life. And people know you can work out, you can lift weights, you can do all of the push-ups by yourself, but it's different. It's different because football is the ultimate team sport. Let me say it for somebody way in the back. Football is an ultimate team sport. It's never individual, and the craziest thing of it all, it requires you to work in unison with your offensive line. Because if you don't know how they like to slide their protection and how big old Zach Martin like to get his butt around to cream somebody, and you're not really on the same page, you will see those warts. You will see those issues within the game. You will see those false starts. You will see that, hey, what the hell is going on? You're supposed to hit this gap. Oh, you overshot this particular situation. That's why 2017 was horrible for Ezekiel Elliott, because of the fact that it was like, hey, he's suspended, he's not suspended, he's suspended, he's not suspended. Oh, he's going to play this weekend. Oh, he didn't practice all this week. Let's throw him out there. And just that unity, that what I want to use, the word that we always say right here. Continuity. That's the word that I want to say. There was really no solid continuity. I digress. It's still Dak Prescott's fault, right? All of this stuff is Dak Prescott's fault, right? All right, let me see if Josh C, man, what's good, baby? Zeke screwed himself by holding out, and a late start. I couldn't read the rest of it. I just think that Ezekiel Elliott, it was a bittersweet situation for him and his camp, and listening to what's the guy, man? What's the guy name? Help me out. What's the guy that Ezekiel Elliott was listening to? And he was a dynamic runner as well. Please help me out. What's his name? Say it for me. I know you guys know it. Yeah, he played for the Colts and also played for the St. Louis. Not Le'Veon, Josh. Marshall Faulk. Yeah, he listened to Marshall Faulk, man. And to me, I was like, nah, Zeke. Don't listen to Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk is saying some crazy stuff. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to Marshall. And he was listening to Marshall Faulk administration. And it was one of those situations whereas Marshall Faulk then started to talk about Dak Prescott. He started talking about the other people that was on the team. And I said, nah, that's not the way to go. Ezekiel Elliott, it's better to be just left quiet. Don't mention nothing. And then that's when Tony Pollard was doing his thing. Y'all remember? And then we heard the good old Jerry Wayne say, Zeke who? You know, and it blew the world wide open, and everybody was saying like, hey, you see? Dickerson too. Dickerson is a closet Cowboys guy. And I think that he always wanted to play for the Cowboys, and he just never got that chance. We talking about Eric Dickerson. And I think that low-key, he was sullying and denigrating Ezekiel Elliott because he really don't want Ezekiel Elliott to break most of his records. You know how Dickerson is, Cowboy Nation. Y'all know how he is. You can't trust that brother. Don't trust that brother. Just don't trust him. But shout out to him for what he did for the SMU. Nevertheless, the NFL is on this crazy notion that we can play a full 60 minutes of contact sport. We can hit each other, probably spit, grind, and sweat on each other. And at the end of the game, when it's all said and done, when it's time to put everything back in the box, they say, hey, look, I'm close to you guys like this, but hey, they want you to be way back like this. They want you to be way back like this after the game. And that is the craziest thing of it all. Football is a contact sport. And the jersey swap, I never liked that anyway, but I understand why the new age or the new generation like to do that. Because they don't approach the game like us old school people do. Because old school people, we didn't have the level of free agencies like it was back in, like it is now. This new school, after a loss, they sitting there like, yeah, let's take a photo up. After a loss, I don't even want to see you. The last time I would want to touch you is when you have to do the mandatory PC handshake, And 9 times out of 10, if you're the opposing team, I'm squeezing the hell out of your hand like, mother sucker, But this new age, they love to meet up. It's a good photo op. It's good chance to get a picture with you, like Ezekiel Elliott and Saquon Barkley. They get to, hey. And it's all fun and all to the winning team, but the losing team, you still got to put that fake smile on. That's what the NFL is saying that they don't want players to do anymore because of the COVID. The craziest thing of it all is that throughout the entire game, they're hitting each other. They're running through the holes and they're trying to knock each other helmets off. So you don't mean to tell me, unless they got a specialized skin and mask on at the time they're playing, that the COVID is just going to stay dormant. It's crazy. It's crazy. We use Zeke and Pollard more, take the ball out of Dak's hands, and I can't read the rest of it, Josh, but I feel what you're saying. Look, I will say this. I love the way Dak Prescott developed and increased his overall game. I love those facts right there. I love the way that he had more of a command of the team in these sorts. But I would like for us to still be that grinders edition type of team. Whereas it's more demoralizing when you are able to run the rock and the team, they try to put 8-9 minute box and they can't stop it. That path, and I'm not trying to pump up the 41ers. I'm not trying to do that. No, I'm not trying to do that. But the way they was winning some of those games, running the ball. Oh, let me use another team for example. The Tennessee Titans, the way they was running the rock with Henry and using the play action game, I love it. Maybe because I'm just an old soul, and we love to see that type of stuff. We love to see a team that's just running the rock, taking it away from you. That's what the Ravens were able to do. Had the 2 tall tight ends, physical, good blocking tight ends, took one of the wide receivers off the field, and you have a dynamic running back as relates to Ingram, and you have a dynamic running back / quarterback as relates to Lamar, get down Jackson, who can manipulate the pocket fast enough to get out to the edge and wise enough to slide or get out of bounds and don't get those big hits. So a lot of people are like, look, this brother gonna get hit, he gonna get injured in these sorts. No. But they ran the rock, old school. And I told a lot of people, watch, when they get cold, watch those Ravens. They're gonna win even more. Watch, they're gonna start winning even more. And that's exactly what happened. Eastside, what's good with you, man? He says you went away from the run because Zeke is not the same player anymore. No, I think, Eastside, that Dak Prescott improved in his delivery of the ball. He improved in going through his progressions, and he took hold an account of the offense a little bit better, and that what made them go away from the run. And let's be real with it. This is what I have to say. Kellen Moore and Jason Garrett, they are all what? Offensive minded people. They are all offensive thinking type of coaches. And trust me when I say this, we love the young gun, Kellen Moore. But let's be real, he probably would have been more comfortable drawing up passing plays as opposed to drawing up running plays. You know, this is all I have to say with that. Now, I do know that when people are going to say, well, what's the difference now with Mike McCarthy? He is a blah, blah, blah passing type of coach, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the thing. When Mike McCarthy run his style of West Coast offense, influencing with what Kellen Moore already have out there as relates to his knowledge, think about the Ricky Waters, the Roger Craig's. Think about the best year that I think who he had. He had also, it was for the Saints. What's that guy name? Is it Ricky Williams? Yeah, he was the OC during that time frame too. So he knows how to get the ball out to the running back. He does. It's just that when we were watching Mike McCarthy through the Green Bay Packer age, that their actual person that's in charge of player personnel is not the same as Will McClay. And I think that he never had a person like a Ezekiel Elliott. At the end of the day, he never had those guys. Zeke is the top 3. He needs some more big runs, though. This is from Sean Carter. Yeah, I agree. He do need some bigger runs, or need to be able to have big runs. And then they need to have it mixed in better, if I could say that. Mixed in better. Need to mix this stuff in better with Tony Pollard. What's up, Canadian Cowboy? All the way from Canada, huh? Hope I said your name right. I hope it's Canadian, you know, just depending on how I can read this thing. Gary Stevens, you're right. Deshaun Watson will be deadly. How you gonna look, Eastside? How you gonna come over here and make this thing about your boy Deshaun Watson? You know, leave Deshaun Watson where he's at. I just can't wait to see what he's gonna do with his weapons around him this year. That's what I'm waiting on. All right, so who else we have? I love this Q&A session, man. You guys are the best, man. I say, and remember, you're listening to nothing but the best, but you guys really are the best. Sosa, what's good, man? We need a real fullback, yeah, to complement Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott. They got that rookie that's on this team. That he got to make this team, right? We got to see what he can do. And therefore, by no preseason games, it's going to be hard to evaluate these guys against themselves, you know. But I think that Jameis Olawale, they paid that man some corn, some paper, some bread. So we will see what he's going to do in relations to this particular offense. Now, I will say this. Personnel and how we set up the personnel will be another calling factor. What are you saying, Law? What do you mean, Law? Well, we knew for many of years that we always had either 12 personnel, we had most of the time 11 personnel. It was always a tight end on the field. He wore number 82, by the way, right? His name was Jason Witten. He always was on the field. And I'm not throwing salt at him, nor am I putting shade over him. But I will say this, or putting dirt on him. You know, I ain't putting dirt on his name. We love what he was able to do, Jason Witten. But it kind of teetered this offense back a little bit. Held it back and said, we're going to hold you down because you got Jason Witten. Because we knew the limited amount of routes that he's going to run. And credit to Jason, he was still able to capture the ball. All right, so what I'm saying here, Cowboy Nation, is that now we can run 10 personnel. We can go 4 wide, baby. 4 wide, you know, 20 personnel. We can have the Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, right? And my dog, my dog, Tony Pollard, in the backfield at the same time. And if you still want Blake Jarwin out there, you can put in Deuce 1, personnel 21. So I'm thinking just by personnel alone, we can make this offense even better than what we had last year. And that's crazy. That is flat out crazy. Look, my dog over here, Daryl, saying absolutely. You know, got the voice over there. And I'm just reading it in my voice when you say absolutely on all bold like that. Absolutely. The biggest upgrade we got was, Coach, this offense will be deadly. Can't wait. This is from Lord Nova. Yes. Yes. So that's what I'm talking about. So do not fall in the trap of saying to yourself, man, Ezekiel is washed up. There's 10 other running backs that's better than him. Don't fall into that situation of looking at it. They came out with a poll earlier today. ESPN poll came out, and I watched Shay Sharp and Skip Bayless, or Sayless, however you want to call it. And they start ranking the quarterbacks. They said, okay, this quarterback is over here. That quarterback is over there. This quarterback is over here. And on top of that, Carson Wentz is ranked, was it 7 or 8? Was it 7 or 8? Y'all help me out. He was ranked 7 or 8, and Dak Prescott was ranked 8 or 9. Y'all put it down. My thing is, it's all semantics. It's all subjective, if you want to use it. And my thing is, when you start to look at it, okay, this is from a dog detail. What's good? Hooping detail, so you know how to hoop? He said 7 was Wentz and 8 was Dak Prescott. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? If they want to give Carson Wentz 3rd overall in ranking of quarterbacks from ESPN and all of their national writers, do it. Do it. If they want to give the brother 5, if they want to make him number 1, if they want to say that he's the best thing since sliced bread, do it. I really want the media to continue to say that Dak Prescott, he's nothing more than the 15th rank. He's nothing more than the 25th rank. Or he's nothing more than a Blake Bortles that's in a better offensive scheme or system. Keep saying that, because I love it. I love it when they doubt the quarterback, because all he's going to do is continue to work out. And I trust the people that put their feet on the soils out there in Frisco. Oh, who's the feet? Because you know, guys, we bring the heat and we bring the facts over here. It makes my teeth white. It makes my beard grow. Law, why your beard is growing? Because I give you guys the facts. Why this brother beard ain't growing? Because he ain't listening to the facts and he's not getting and spitting out the facts. That's why his beard not growing, right? I'm just playing with you guys. But I got to say this. I got to say this. We had my guy Woody. If you don't know who Woody is, just go into the Google machine and type in Daryl, Woody, just type in Darren Woodson, and you will see who I'm talking about. But we had Woody on the show, and he said, you know what, Law? Big game, James. Skywalker still with the new field. You know what? This Dak Prescott, he is a leader, and he knows what a leader look like. Well, how, Law? How? Because he played with Troy Aikman. He knows how the situation is. He was at the tail end when he was able to identify Tony Romo. He said, Bill Parcells, Bill, you might want to be able to get that brother number 9 out there. He knows how to identify talent. And when he was able to see Dak Prescott, he said this right here. And I ain't lying. You can go back and watch Woody's show when he jumped on the late night hike. He said that Dak Prescott was the first person on the field. Let me just pause for a second. He said Dak Prescott was the first person on the field. When he looked out there on the practice field, everybody's setting up, doing this, getting the coffee, walking around, eating donuts, what have you. Dak Prescott, first person on the field. Oh, I'm not going to stop there. Dak Prescott continued to practice, throw the ball to the receivers, distanced out there. Went and got somebody who's chugging the water. Say, hey man, put the water down. Let me throw the ball to you. Oh, when all of that stuff is said and done, let me be the last one to leave. Let me turn the lights on and let me turn the lights off. Basically, that is Dak Prescott, a leader of men, never gave the excuses, never threw the coaches under the bus when he knew for sure the play that was called in. Never did that. Got 5 more minutes, man. Well, got actually a couple more minutes, but boxing, MMA, 365, appreciate you, man. Thank you for being part of this membership, man. Your love and adulation to this channel will grow this thing so we can be better and go farther into this thing as it relates to YouTube talking and beyond. So, Cowboy Nation, I'm telling you guys right now that Dak is the leader of this team. Ezekiel Elliott is one of the catalysts of this team. Tony Pollard, he's one of those young dogs that's out there. And as much people say about Amari Cooper that he gave up and give up on these type of situations, keep in mind, and I'm going to say this to Eastside Harold, as much as you guys praise DeAndre Hopkins, who's no longer on the team, by the way, for the Texans, explain to me. I knew that Amari Cooper had plantar fasciitis. I was out there in training camp when it all went down, right? And I know how people can lie to kick it. But can you guys explain to me how, when you look at the overall collective numbers, how in the individual games, not just the numbers, how did DeAndre Hopkins had all of those catches, but Amari Cooper was more productive? So, Cowboy Nation, as much as you guys would love to have another wide receiver on this team, right? Just keep in mind, we did have Coach Jason Garrett. I have to just continue to remind you, I'm going to beat that until you score. I'm going to put it so much on your head that it's going to be like a wave cap and you're going to pull it off and there's nothing but waves. I'm beating this into your mental. Don't sully and denigrate what we have now by looking back and saying that this is what we were and this is what we used to do. And guess what? Dak Attack, boy, I love you, baby. I love you. You already putting some good stuff out there, so good, like good nectar. He said CD, TD, Lamb, and I didn't even mention them. I didn't even mention him today. That's the craziest thing of it all. I got to bounce like a basketball, but I really appreciate everybody. Even Wes Grant putting cry, Eagles cry to the land of no victory. I'm telling you, my song going platinum, baby. It's going platinum. Y'all buy that CD, baby. Y'all buy that CD. Cry, Eagles cry, baby. T-Mac 1906 in the mix. Y'all subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell because I just jump live and random. I should be changing my name to Random Nation because it's just random times that I jump on this thing. Camo Cowboy, really appreciate you. Wolf 54, really appreciate you. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Cry, Eagles, cry. Go Zeke, baby. Go Zeke. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil man, right? We out. Peace.